Jets select Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh in this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
What, you think? Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet!
J-E-T-S, Jet.
Let's go!
Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. And today we're going to be previewing the New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. Welcome into the channel, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We got some Jets news to talk about, of course, before we get into the Jets and the Broncos. Brees Hall is Rookie of the Week yet again. The Jets are on a 3-game win streak, and the Jets have back-to-back Rookie of the Weeks. Against the Steelers, we have Brees Hall win the award. Against the Dolphins, we had Sauce Gardner win the award. And this week, we had Brees Hall win it yet again. The rookies are a big reason why this Jets team is where they're at. And it feels good, baby. It feels good that this Jets team is getting the recognition that they deserve. And getting into other news that is happening right now, we all know that Elijah Moore has been frustrated. He tweeted on Sunday about his frustration, and then he was not at practice today. So everybody was speculating on Twitter that something's going wrong. But then we find out that Robert Saleh told the media that he's taking a personal day off because of a family issue. A.J. Brown sent out a tweet regarding Elijah Moore. So a lot of Jets fans are speculating, and you guys have to realize that there's probably something bigger than football going on with Elijah Moore. So do not worry. I really hope Elijah Moore and his family's okay, because that's the last thing that I want is from Elijah Moore on a personal endeavor to have something going wrong off the field. So prayers up to Elijah Moore and his family. Hope all is well with him, and hopefully he'll be all good mentally, and we'll get him on the field and he can get going. Because Elijah Moore is a big piece to this Jets team this year and a big piece for the Jets team for the future. So do not panic about Elijah Moore. I saw a lot of panic on Twitter. Please do not panic. We are all good. So in this live stream, you guys know the drill. We're going to be breaking down the keys to victory, the Jets X factors, and I actually added another thing I want to talk about, which is the most underrated players on this Jets team this season, because there's a lot of them that we need to start talking about. That, you know, we're talking about Quinnen, we're talking about Sauce, we're talking about Brees. We know all the good players, but there's some players that are going under the radar that is playing great football for this Jets team that deserves some more credit. So guys, welcome into the stream. If you did not already, please do me a favor and smash that like button. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the stream. We already have 50 plus people tuning in to the chat. We appreciate that. Oh yeah, baby. So as you guys know, this edition of the New York Jets media flight preview is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app that you can download today with the code down below in the description, Jets Media. And Prize Picks has a great offer. If you use my code Jets Media, you can go out there and they will match 100% of your deposit up to $100. So let's go on to Prize Picks and see what they got cooking. Prize Picks, you can also bet NBA, obviously, if you're a big basketball fan like I am. Well, let's see what they got going with the New York Jets projected totals. They're going to add more players to this, obviously, but they only have Zach Wilson at 175 passing yards, which is crazy, and Brees Hall at 63 passing yards, and the Jets defense at 3 sacks. So we're going to start off with that. I think Zach Wilson at 175 passing yards, a lot of that has to do with his, the matchup because the Denver Broncos, and we'll get into it in this stream, obviously, but the Denver Broncos have one of the best defenses in the league against the pass, and Zach Wilson hasn't really passed the ball a lot this year. So Zach Wilson has 2 games over 200 yards, and last game he only had 110 yards. We didn't really need him to pass the ball, which is the reason for that. So what do you guys think in the chat? Is Zach Wilson going to get more or less than 175 passing yards? I think he's going to get at least 200 in this game. I really believe that. Even though the Broncos are a really good defense against the pass, I think Zach is going to get definitely over 175 passing yards, even though he only got 110. I think this is a game where we're going to have to rely on Zach Wilson a little more, to be honest. So I'm going to take the more on Zach Wilson. Also going to take the more on Breece Hall. And we're going to get more than 3 sacks. I mean, hey, this Jets team has been doing this consistently. So that's really the projected totals that they got for the New York Jets. And listen, you don't only have to do Jets players. There's all over Prize Picks. They got great projected totals. I've been winning some good money. You can even bet on freaking gaming if you want, which I learned last night, which is hysterical. You can bet on kills and go live and watch them. Obviously, baseball playoffs is underway if you want to bet on that. You can bet on the football in the first half. You can bet on basketball first half. So, guys, please do me a favor. Click the link down below in the description. Use my promo code JETSMedia. Download Prize Picks today, and they will match 100% of your deposit up to $100. You deposit $100, you get $100 of free bet money, so you have $200 of bets to work with. Or you don't want to bet $100, you can put $50 and you get $50 of free bets, or even $25, you get $25 of free bets. You guys know the deal by now. So if you guys want to use my promo code JETSMedia, that'll mean a lot to the channel. If you guys use the promo code JETSMedia, let me know in the live chat so I can give you a shout out. And we can win some money together because I've been winning some good money. And as you guys know, the best part of Prize Picks is we're just going to click on random ones right here. We're going to take the less on Kyler Murray's yards, the more on Andy Dalton, the more on Goff, the less on Heineke, and the more on Rodgers, just for shits and giggles to show you guys how this works. $50 wins you $500. So 10 times your bets on every single, if all 5 of these hits. But my personal favorite thing about Prize Picks is, say 1 out of the 5 does not hit, you still double your money and make profit. And say 3 out of the 5 hit, you still win some of your money back. So that's why Prize Picks is one of my favorite apps out there in terms of sports gambling, because you still win some money even if all 5 of the legs do not hit. So again, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's edition of the New York Jets Media Flight Preview Edition. And again, use my promo code JETSMedia in the description down below. So let's get back into the Jets and the Broncos game, because they're coming off back to back W's. Oh man, it's beautiful. Now this game against the Broncos, it kind of feels like a trap game to me. And the fact is that the Jets are good enough for a trap game is crazy. We're on a 3-game winning streak, and I personally do not think that if we lose this game, it's the end of the world. But we don't have losers mentality here on the channel, because this Jets team is proving that we can go out there and beat anybody. We are the 1-point underdogs in this road matchup. We have won 3 games on the road. We are 3-0. So this is a team that is playing well away from MetLife Stadium. And I think that this is a Jets game that is going to be a very low-scoring defensive battle on both sides. It's not going to be a fun football team to watch unless you have rooting interest like we do. I don't think an NFL fan that's not a Jets or Broncos fan is going to watch this game and feel like it's a good football game. I think it's going to be a similar game to the Packers, where it's going to be like 3 at half, slow pace, defense, a lot of punts, a lot of turnovers. I think that's really what this game is going to be about, because both teams are one of the best defenses in the entire NFL. I actually have a video coming out later on my channel that I really talked about the Jets defense in detail, why they have been so good and impressive this year. But I think that in this game against the Denver Broncos, well, let's get right into it, man. Let's get into the keys to victory. First and foremost, so my keys to victory: stick to the game plan. Now, what has the game plan been? Run the football and play defense. That has been the game plan. And basically, I listed what the game plan has been. So run the football with Breece Hall, attempt explosive pass plays down the field, protect the football, which we've been doing. We have back-to-back games with no turnovers, pass rush with a 4-man front, play more physical, and play good on special teams. So this seems like it's easy, but it's not, right? The Jets have been executing at a high level. the past couple of games by doing just that. And running the football is basically the identity of this team right now. Breece Hall won ground player of the week. He had a $116 on the ground with a touchdown. We got to really keep feeding Breece Hall the ball, and Michael Carter, of course. And when it comes to attempting explosive pass plays, we saw the Jets do this against the Packers, where Zach Wilson play action, roll out to his right, 40-yard down the field to Corey Davis. That's an explosive play. I do want to see Zach Wilson try these explosive plays more often than just once. I feel like this Jets team has a talented quarterback with Zach Wilson. It's time to get him going a little bit. So let's see Zach Wilson. I'm not expecting Zach to have his breakout game this week. I really do not think that he's going to light up the scoreboard. I don't think he's going to put up 250 plus, 2 touchdowns or anything like that, because of the fact that, number one, our running attack has been so good, and number two, the defense that we're going up against struggles against the run and dominates against the pass. So for the Jets fans that's expecting Zach Wilson to be this guy that's going to break out eventually, and they want to see more from him, unfortunately, it's not going to seem like it's going to happen this game. But then at the same time, you look at the schedule, the next 4 games are against really good defenses: the Denver Broncos, the Patriots twice, and the Bills. So it's going to be a really tough test for Zach Wilson. We're going to get a big understanding of where Zach Wilson is at in his development in the next 4 games, because if he goes out there and plays turnover-free football, makes the right reads when he needs to, steps up in the clutch, wins us some football games, that's all I really want. I mean, the fourth quarter, not even, in the second half against the Packers, he was 4 for 6 with like 80-something yards. So Zach Wilson, he's stepping up when we need him to the most, and we're sticking to the game plan. So when it comes to the game plan, we got to make sure we run the ball, because the Denver Broncos are one of the best teams against the pass, but they struggle against the run. And we have one of the best running attacks in the game right now in the past 3 weeks. So if we can continue to ground with Breece Hall, ground with Michael Carter, have those two running backs on the field at the same time to put pressure on the defense to really make some mismatch nightmares, line up Breece Hall and the wingback like they did on that touchdown run, get him on the outside zone. And it really comes to the offensive line as well to play good. I really like that we're about to go 3 straight weeks with the same offensive line. Dwayne Brown, Laken Tomlinson, McGovern, Herbig, and ABT from left to right. That's a good sign, because we need to stay healthy up front. We need to have continuity up front. And now we're finally getting this offensive line going. And it's really crazy how injured this offensive line is and how good that they've been playing. You see the impact. So if they can just play more physical as well, that comes with the trenches. We completely played more physical against the Green Bay Packers, which is a really big reason why we won that game. We were punching them in the mouth. We were just beating them up on defense and on offense. So that's really what it comes down to. And then talking about pass rush, the Jets pass rush has been so good the past couple of games, and it's all been with a 4-man front. If we can continue to get to the quarterback with just a 4-man pass rush, that's going to make this team so hard to beat, because the twists, the stunts, the winning their one-on-ones, even beating double teams by Quinnen and JFM and Carl Lawson and Rankins and all those guys, it's been really fun to watch. So if this Jets pass rush can continue to play at their caliber, I like our chances. And then special teams. If special teams continues to play the way that they've been playing, Braden Mann winning he's just being a dog in the punt game. Greg Zuerlein's coming off his first missed field goal since week number 1, but that was a 53-yarder in Lambeau, windy and rainy. Can't really blame him for that. Do want to see him hit all of his kicks and win the field position, Can Braxton Berrios get his first kick return for a touchdown or punt return for a touchdown? I feel like the special teams is a really underrated weapon that this Jets team has, and I really am excited to see what the special teams got. So this is basically my keys to victory. Stick to the game plan, and the game plan has been the same. Run the football, attempt your explosive plays here and there, protect the ball, have a good pass rush with the 4-man front, play more physical than them, because I think that is our identity of this Jets football team under Robert Saleh. On both sides of the ball, in the trenches, you want to play more physical. You want to play with more tenacity and more violence. And I think that is a really good strength of this Jets football team. And I cannot be more excited about what we've seen from the past 3 weeks. So guys, if you're just tuning into the stream, please do me a favor and hit that like button. We got just under 100 people tuning in. And how many likes do we got? We got 33 likes with just under 90 people tuning in. So please do me a favor, hit that like button if you did not already. I greatly appreciate that. Let's get to 100 likes by the end of the stream. That would mean a lot to the channel, of course. So here are my keys to victory. If any of you guys have any keys to victory that I'm not talking about, please feel free to let me know in the chat. Love to hear what you guys have to say, because there's a lot of things that we can break down. A lot of things. And I'm lagging a little bit, so hold on one sec. All right. Just going to close this. Sorry. All right. So now I want to open this up to the Jets X Factors. Who are the X Factors for this game? Who are the players that need to step up to get a W for the New York Jets? Oh my God, no, that's not who I want to talk about. Don't look at that. Oh no, I took away the, my apologies. All right, I guess we'll talk about the underrated Jets now. Because I messed up that part. All right, let's talk about the underrated Jets. Here we go. Corey Davis, Nate Herbig, CJ Uzama, Quincy Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Jacob Martin, and Michael Carter II. So these are my underrated Jets. Now, you can add a lot more players to this list. And basically what an underrated Jet means is guys that are not getting the recognition that they deserve. And I think that is a big reason for it. So let me know in the chat if there's anybody else you feel like I should add to this list. Sorry, my freaking software is bugging right now. Hold on one second, guys. My apologies. Some technical difficulties. So we're going to go to the wide shot of me real quick before we can get back to that. The software, because the software is not cooperating with me currently. So the list that I have, in case you guys missed it, it's Corey Davis, Nate Herbig, CJ Uzama, Quincy Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Jacob Martin, and Michael Carter II. So I think, listen, you can add Quan Alexander to this, but I think he's actually been getting recognition. So that's why I don't have him on here. I think Jets fans understand the impact of Quan Alexander and how good that he's been with this team. So I'm not going to really put him on that underrated part because he's been so good this year, all year long. And I think Jets fans they're not underrating him. If that makes, it's not a knock on Quan. It's just the reality that Jets fans are giving him the respect that he deserves. So that's why he's not there. So let's get in from the start. Number one is Corey Davis. Now, Corey Davis is on here because a lot of Jets fans, you guys know me if you watch my streams. I'm a big Corey Davis guy. I think he does not get the recognition he deserves. Not only has he been reliable for Zach Wilson, but he's been very good blocking in the run game, which is a very big asset to his game that is very underrated because Breece Hall has been running the ball very well, and that is a big reason why Breece Hall has been running the ball effectively. So Corey Davis, he's been the reliable threat for Zach Wilson all season long, and I think that Jets fans need to start putting some respect on that guy's name because he's the New York Jets number one receiver right now. Whether you want to hear it or not, it's just the reality of it because I know that we all want it to be Garrett Wilson. We all want it to be Elijah Moore, and those two guys will get their run this season. But right now, Corey Davis is the number one receiver on this Jets team, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Corey Davis being the most successful wide receiver on this team right now. So the fact is, Corey Davis deserves his respect, and that's why I have him as my number one guy on this list. Now let's see if we can get back to the list. And I'm going to add some people real quick because there are some players on this list that definitely deserve some credit. It's tough because I can list so many players on here, and I'm about to add them. I'm going to add them real quick. Hold on. I'm adding some players, and then we're going to open this up so you guys can see the players that I'm adding. Adding a lot more. because there's so many guys. There's so many guys. What a world we're living in. All right. I added more people. Let's show it off now. Hopefully it doesn't lag. All right. So here is the list. And it's lagging still. Come on, man. All right, it should clean up now. It should clean up now. Nope, it's not cleaning up. You guys are like, yo, Richie, enough with this lag, please. Can you please do me a favor and just not lag, Richie? And all this would be over. So we're going to go back to this screen because the software doesn't want to cooperate. So the players that I added, Bryce Huff, Brandon Eccles, Will Parks, Justin Hardy. So let's get into it, man. I know that you guys are saying, people in the chat, that I got to talk about, and I will. Nate Herbig. How about Nate Herbig? Plugging in a right guard and playing excellent football. I mean, that tells you that the depth of this team is legit. Joe Douglas has done a phenomenal job of finding players in the waiver wire. We have Quincy Williams, John Franklin Myers, Braxton Berrios, and now add Nate Herbig to that big list of waiver wire pickups. Nate Herbig has plugged in at the right guard ever since we've been getting injured, and ever since ABT went out there to tackle. Nate Herbig deserves a lot of credit. You can even throw in Connor McGovern. He's been playing great football the past couple of weeks. Same with Laken Tomlinson. The interior offensive line is getting their shit together. We all give the credit to ABT and Dwayne Brown, but the interior offensive line has been playing really good football the past couple of weeks. So throw in McGovern, throw in Tomlinson on that list because they've been very underrated. Now, let's talk about CJ Uzomah. Now, CJ Uzomah is very interesting because you might ask, Richie, why CJ Uzomah? What has he really done? Now, he's had a slow start to the season in terms of receiving. Tyler Conklin kind of took over that role. But CJ Uzomah, in terms of blocking, has been phenomenal. Look at that touchdown from Braxton Berrios, and CJ Uzomah was the lead block, and then Dwayne Brown was that second-level block. So CJ Uzomah has been doing great stuff in the blocking for this Jets running attack. Listen, guys, it takes a lot for a running game to work. It's not just the running back. It takes 5 offensive linemen. It's not all about the offensive linemen either. It's about the wide receivers blocking. It's about the tight ends blocking. And, of course, it's about the running back finding the holes. But CJ Uzomah has done a great job blocking, which is why he is on this list. Quincy Williams. I mean, Jets fans continue to underrate this guy, and I'm going to continue to push the narrative that Quincy Williams is a big piece to this defense that's going to be here for a long, long time. He sets the tone on this team. He plays with a sense of urgency, a sense of violence and physicality that just really just predicates to the rest of the roster. So Quincy Williams deserves his credit. And now one of the most underrated players on this defensive line is Sheldon Rankins. Now, Quinnen Williams is the best player, obviously. I think John Franklin Myers is next to Quinnen with Carl Lawson. But Sheldon Rankins, he has been a big piece to the stunts, right? Because you're blitzing Carl Lawson to go inside, and you wrap around Sheldon Rankins for his sack. You got Quinnen Williams eating up a double team. I mean, there was a play where Sheldon Rankins literally depleted the right guard for the Packers. Sheldon Rankins is here, and Sheldon Rankins is a big piece of that defensive line, and he deserves a lot of credit. I saw Marcus Spears on ESPN highlight Sheldon Rankins, and that gave me a lot of excitement because, damn, we have a lot of players that's getting praised by the national media. It's not just Quinnen. It's not just JFM. Sheldon Rankins has been a big piece. Now, the depth guys that's been rotating in, Jacob Martin and Bryce Huff. Martin doesn't have a sack this year. I think he has just a half, but he's been getting pressures. He's been forcing the quarterback to move around the pocket. Same with Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff does not have a quarterback sack this year, but he has a lot of hits. He has a lot of pressures. He is winning his one-on-one. So both Bryce Huff and Jacob Martin deserve their credit. You know, I'm not going to throw in Carl Lawson here because I think Jets fans understand his value on this team, right? This is just underrated Jets that we're talking about. And then my favorite player that is on this list personally is Michael Carter II. Michael Carter II has been so underrated ever since last year. And I think now it's time for Jets fans to put respect on that man's name. Whenever there is a target his way, it seems like he is getting the ball on the turf. He's getting pass deflections. He had his first career interception this year off the Sauce Gardner pass breakup. So Michael Carter II is the long-term answer at that slot corner spot for the New York Jets. And I think Jets fans are going to be loving to see what MC2 has been doing this year, because when you have two elite corners like we do in Sauce and DJ Reed, and then you throw in a nickelback that's playing at that caliber and Michael Carter II, that tells you how good this team has been, man. It's really, really fun to see. And then you talk about Brennan Eccles. How about Brennan Eccles, bro? Whenever there's somewhat of an injury to our defensive backs, Brennan Eccles subs in and plays great football. And, of course, on special teams, he's been next to Justin Hardy at that gunner role and playing great football. So Brennan Eccles deserves his credit because it shows how deep this team truly is. And then to finish it off, got to show love to the special teams. Will Parks and Justin Hardy, those two guys have been the keys to the special teams unit in terms of punt coverage, kick return coverage, all you name it. I mean, they've been great blocking the punt. I mean, returning it for a touchdown. Will Parks and Justin Hardy has been great. Even throwing Braden Mann in this as well. He's been a great punter for the New York Jets. So that's really my list for the Jets, the most underrated Jets. Now let's get into the Jets X factors. So unfortunately, my graphic is not going to be here. So we're going to talk off the top of the head. So, and then Slogo makes a great point. Richie, this does not happen without good coaching in all three aspects. And this is a great point. The Jets players that all bring it up on special teams, on offense, on defense, none of that will matter if the Jets do not have coaching that knows what they're doing, having good game plans, having good schematics, and making sure we're putting the right players in the right situation and maximizing their full potential and hiding their weaknesses. So you're 100% right, my man. The Jets coaching staff deserves so much credit with what the job that they've been doing so far this year. If the Jets continue to win, man, Robert Saleh deserves to be in the Coach of the Year conversation 110%. So let's get into the Jets X factors for the game. Zach Wilson, of course, we need him to be playing his best football. Breece Hall is going to be a big X factor for this team until they stop the run. Because if you cannot contain Breece Hall, he is going to be an X factor forever on this team. And then the third one I have is Garrett Wilson. And the reason why I have Garrett Wilson is because he struggled, probably his worst game of his rookie season last week against the Packers. Jair Alexander was matched up one-on-one on him. He pretty much shut him down. So now we're going up against Patrick Surtain, who is one of the best young corners in the entire league. So can Garrett Wilson go out there and win those opportunities for Zach Wilson? Can he get open for Zach? Because we need a wide receiver to win their matchups, whether it's zone coverage to find the open zone or whether it's man coverage to get the separation. I think I'm looking at Garrett Wilson to have a big game this week because he's a big piece to this offense. What's good, Matt? We appreciate you as well. You're always a great member on the channel with the $5 super chat. What's good, boys? Quinnen and AVT damn well better be all pros this year. No doubt about it, man. These two players are playing like all pros. They have been playing like that all season long. And I think Jets fans are really looking like these two players should be Pro Bowlers. These two players should be all pros. And the best part about it, our two best players on this team are in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. King Jamie with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my brother. Rankins breakout game. It's not the booze in my coffee talking. It's hard work and skill talking. Excuse me. I love all the positive vibes in the chat. Hell yeah, King Jamie. Hope you are enjoying your vacation over there in Hawaii if you're still over there. Thank you. And Sheldon Rankins had a great game, man. He is a very underrated Jet on this team, so I'm excited that I gave him the proper flowers that he deserves for sure. So King Jamie, I appreciate you, my man. And then getting into the X factors on defense, it's always going to be Quinnen. Now, honestly, I don't think Quinnen is a big X factor this week because you know that the Broncos are going to be double teaming him. So now the spotlight is on Rankins. The spotlight's on John Franklin Myers. It's on Carl Lawson. Can they win their one-on-ones? Because now the whole world knows how elite Quinnen Williams is. And you know that they're all going to be double teaming Quinnen. So what is this defensive line going to do? How are they going to free up their one-on-one opportunities? John Franklin Myers has to step up. Carl Lawson has to step up. Solomon Thomas and these boys. And I think that this is the perfect opportunity for the entire defensive line to really wreak havoc in this game, because Russell Wilson is a guy that is dealing with a hamstring injury. I do expect him to play, but even if he does play, he's not going to be playing at 100%. And now getting into the secondary, Sauce Gardner is an X factor every week as well, because that man is a big reason why this defense has been so good. He's the only corner in the NFL with a pass deflection in every single game so far this season. He's completely locking down his side of the field. Whatever his assignment is, it's elite. He has 40 man-covered snaps this year, only gives up 1 catch for 6 yards on 6 targets. That it doesn't even make sense. So, Sauce Gardner. But another X factor I have is Quincy Williams and the linebackers, because those linebackers is a big reason why this Jets defense has been playing good football. If we can contain the run game with Melvin Gordon and Boone, I know that they do not have Javonte Williams anymore, which is a good thing for the Jets, obviously, but we have to contain the pass attack. Jerry Jeudy is a very good wide receiver. Cortland Sutton, a very good wide receiver. KJ Hamler. They got weapons in Denver, but Russell Wilson hasn't really found a rhythm with that offense, and I think they're on the verge of clicking, and let's hope that they do not click against the Jets, because that would be unfortunate, obviously, for a multitude of reasons. So I think that this Jets team has a big opportunity on their hands to get another W, but I really feel like it's going to be a low-scoring outing from both sides of the ball. I think it's going to be a 17-13 victory by the New York Jets. I think that's what it's going to come down to, because, listen, Jets fans, we want to see Zach Wilson break out. We want to see him have a signature moment, a signature game. But this Denver Broncos defense, in case you guys do not know, they have not allowed a passing touchdown since, they've only allowed 1 passing touchdown since week 2. They held Justin Herbert to 0 passing touchdowns and an interception. So Justin Herbert couldn't even get in the end zone. Now, Zach Wilson, I would prefer him to get in the end zone through the air. But if we just continue to have to run the ball down their throat and play good defense and play turnover-free football, I'm totally okay with going out there and getting a W if that's what it takes. I know Jets fans don't want to really look at Zach Wilson and say that he's, a bum all of a sudden because of his game managing skills. But listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If this Jets team is going to stick to their game plan of running down their throats and just nice little screen passes, the occasional explosive pass down the field with a defense that is playing hardcore physical D and it's working, why not? Why do we have to force Zach Wilson to throw the ball down the field if the run game is working so well? That's what I don't understand. So it is up to this Jets coaching staff and Mike LaFleur to really open up this offense a little better, especially in the first half, because the first half was bad against the Packers, and they made the proper adjustments, so they deserve some credit, and the Jets offense got cooking again in that second half. But can this offense have a better game plan to start off the game? Can we see a touchdown drive on the first offensive drive of the game? Can we see a touchdown in the first quarter? Can we see a couple touchdowns in the first half? That is really what I want to see from this Jets team in this game. I do not want to see an absolute shutout in the first half, and then we have to make the adjustments to the second half. But if that is what happens, and we get shut out in the first half, and then we get cooking in the second half, we win the ball game, I'm not going to be complaining, because we're getting W's, and that's 4 straight wins, and the Jets are 5-2. But this Jets team, they're going to have to start airing it out eventually, because we're going to have to go up against Josh Allen, the Bills. We're going to have to go up against all these other teams. And the next 4 opponents are very, very interesting to see. And it's going to show the identity of the squad. We got the Denver Broncos, one of the better defenses in the league. The New England Patriots with, of course, a stout defense. And the Buffalo Bills with a stout defense. So all defenses are going to be a big test for Zach Wilson and this New York Jets young team. So that's really my thoughts of the game coming up. Let me know your thoughts right now in the live chat. Any questions you guys may have, let me know your thoughts. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Let's not forget about Braxton Berrios. You cannot. He is a gadget player. Back-to-back weeks with a rushing touchdown. Elite in punt returning and kick returning. He is everywhere. Flacco won a Super Bowl with a good defense and a run game. The idea to win a Super Bowl, right? Hell yeah, man. Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know why Jets fans are so upset with us winning games, to be honest. Right? That's how I'm looking at it. If this Jets team needs to pass, they will. And they had to pass against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the fourth quarter. And they did. And Zach Wilson came out there and won us the damn football game single-handedly. Which is why Jets fans need to remind themselves that even though the past 2 games Zach hasn't done anything, He's not turned the ball over. He has been playing good football in terms of managing the game, and he won us a game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in his return. So, but at the same time, I understand where Jets fans are coming from because we do need to see a little more from Zach Wilson because all the praise the Jets are getting is great, but then the question is, well, can Zach step up when we need him to? Well, we saw him step up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but can he do it again? If the Jets are losing by 4 points in the fourth quarter against the Denver Broncos, can Zach put the team on his back and will this team to a touchdown for the win? We will find out and I also want to make sure Jets fans understand that this game is not going to be an easy one. I don't want you guys to take the Denver Broncos lightly. I don't want you guys to see their record at 2-4 and us at 4-2 and become an arrogant fan base where we're going to win every game. It's a hostile environment in Denver. The air quality is different. The Jets are a young team. And yes, we have a chance to win this game. I'm not saying that. But it's going to take a lot. The Broncos are playing for their season right now because if the Broncos lose and they fall to 2-5, they're kind of out of the race unless they go on a winning streak. So the Broncos are fighting for their lives. They're desperate for a W. They are so desperate because if they win this game, they're at 3-4. They're back in it. So the Jets had to make sure that they come out there and stick to their fundamentals, play more physical than them, win in all three phases of the ball, come off to a hot start in that first quarter. So best case scenario, we'll go out there and just dominate, but I'm not expecting that from this team right now because we're a young squad and we're still learning on the fly, and we got rookies playing like veterans. We got year 2 players playing like dogs, and the fact is this Jets team is different, and we're not the same old Jets. Joe Douglas did a phenomenal job building this team. Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, Mike LaFleur, Brant Boyer all deserve their flowers. They've been coaching the hell out of this squad. But the reality is we got a big test against the Denver Broncos with one of the best teams. But the reason why I have confidence in the Jets winning is as good as the Denver Broncos defense is, their offense is terrible. And the Jets defense is just as good as Denver, but the Jets offense is better than Denver this year. So that's why I think I like our matchup, where it's going to be a low-scoring, slow game to watch. But the Jets got to make sure we go out there and we play clean, fundamental football, limit the penalties, limit the turnovers. What's up, boys? We cannot sleep on Denver. They are thirsty for a win, and desperate teams play their best football. We know this. We just got to stick to the game plan, and I think we'll be all right. It's exactly what I'm saying, man. The Broncos are desperate for a W, and we cannot sleep on this team. This Jets fan base cannot start expecting dominance now that we're on a 3-game win streak. This win streak is inevitably going to end. Now, I prefer it not to end, but this Broncos team, I mean, their coaching staff is a joke, in my opinion. Nathaniel Hackett looks like a bum, if I'm being frank with you guys. Russell Wilson does not look like himself. He does not have a good chemistry with any of those receivers. He's not on the same page. He's not seeing the field properly. They're coming off a short week. Russell Wilson's not going to be at 100%. He has a hamstring issue. So the Jets got a big opportunity here. Because if the Jets do win this football game, we're about to be 5-2 heading into a big divisional home game. And if we beat the Patriots, that's when we can really start saying that this Jets team is back. Because we still got to get through the Patriots. We still got to get through the Bills. And that's going to be a big stretch. These next 4 games is probably going to tell the story of this Jets season. Because if we get through those 4 games, 2-2, and we're 6-4, that is basically what I want to see. Beat the Broncos, split with the Patriots. That's where I'm at. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see us beating the Buffalo Bills. Anything can happen. This is a division game. I would love for us to beat the Buffalo Bills. But where I'm at, I would love to beat the Broncos, split with the Patriots, and I don't want to lose to the Bills, but probably going to lose to the Bills. That's my realistic take on the next 4 games because we verse the Broncos on the road. We're home against the Patriots. We're home against the Bills. We have our bye week. And then after our bye week, we're back on the road against the New England Patriots. So that's going to be a big test for this young team, man. If we can go 2-2 on that stretch, I like our chances to make the playoffs. I truly, truly do. Because the Patriots are a very tough team to beat. We haven't beat them since 2015. It's a really good test. This is a great take right here. Patriots game will be a good test for our coaching because Bill Belichick basically has our number. He knows the weaknesses of this team. And if this Jets coaching staff truly is different, we have to step up and we have to have a game plan to just destroy that Patriots team because the Patriots have a great offensive line. They have a quarterback in Bailey Zappi who's playing good as a rookie. They still have Mac Jones, who's probably going to be their starter this week. But hey, we're not going to jump the gun and talk about the Patriots just yet because we still got to get through the Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett is a racket. He didn't even call plays in Green Bay. Name recognition because his dad is Paulie Walnuts. Yeah, I don't understand the Nathaniel Hackett situation. He does not look good. And I really hope that this Jets team does not lose to Nathaniel Hackett. I really hope not, man. So, guys, I'm going to open this up to a Jets Q&A. Any questions you guys may have about this upcoming matchup with the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos, let me know in the chat. Love to hear what you guys have to say because this Jets game is a big test. Now, when we talk about Zach Wilson, I really hope that he puts up around 200-plus yards, maybe a passing touchdown, and no turnovers. That's really how I'm looking at it. High completion percentage. Get Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore the ball. Get Corey Davis involved. Get the tight ends involved. Feed the running backs in the passing game. Run the football down their throats. I think this could be a good test for this offense because if this offense does play well in this game, then we really have a good chance because this defense we're going up against is one of the best in the league. Patrick Surtain is a dog. Their secondary is, like I said, have given up one passing touchdown since week 2. It's like our defense. I mean, our defense has been shutting down everybody since the Cincinnati Bengals game. Trap game. Same old Jets, Eagles trap game. New Jets crush them even though. So the same old Jets, this is a trap game. But if we're the new Jets, the Jets crush them. Even more than last week. Interesting. I'm thinking Denver stacks the box. What's our plan if that's what happens? Yeah, I think the Denver Broncos might start stacking the box, but that's not really their philosophy. That's not their scheme that they run. So I don't know if they're going to abandon their scheme and just start stacking the box. And if they start stacking the box, Zach Wilson, it's your time, baby. It's your time to step back and sling that thing. And it's also, listen, it's not all on Zach. The wide receivers got to start playing better. They got to start getting open. They got to start catching the football. They got to start running proper routes because Elijah Moore has been disappointing. Garrett Wilson's coming off a bad game. Corey Davis has been the only wide receiver that's been doing his job consistently. Jacob with a $2 donation. It's good, bro. What's up, Richie? Go Jets. Keep this thing rolling. Hell yeah, Jacob. Let's keep this thing rolling. A 3-game win streak, 4-game win streak on the horizon with a dub. We appreciate the $2, my brother. We really got to stop with the slow starts. Facts. Now, the defense is not starting off slow, luckily, the past couple of weeks. They've been playing well, great. So the defense has been playing good for all 4 quarters. The offense has been so slow every single game to start out. And you're 100% correct. That needs to change. This is not a rumor. YOLO, you're making this up. This is speculation. This is not happening. It's not happening. Elijah Moore is going nowhere. The New York Jets love Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is a big part to this team. They still have 2 years after this year with control, with a cheap deal. Elijah Moore is going absolutely nowhere. So please do not spread rumors. Elijah Moore has something going on off the field with his family, and I hope he's all good, man. Jets, what's good, man? Nice work, bro. Keep up the good content. Go Jets. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Slow starts, but great coaching adjustments during the game. Very true. I mean, what we saw from the Jets coaching staff against the Packers gives me so much excitement. I mean, the fact that the offense was that bad in the first half and then them to make adjustments and come out in that second half and do what they did. Dart over the middle to Corey Davis. Explosive 40-yard bomb to Corey Davis. End around the Braxton Berrios. Touchdown. Wow. That's how you make adjustments. Because they need to start making shots. And I like that they're putting Corey Davis on a double move on the edge on man coverage. Let's see more of that. Let's see Garrett Wilson run that route. Let's see Elijah Moore over the middle. Come on. We need a quick start. Braxton is taking a return to the house this game. I'm calling it. It's just a matter of time, Andrew, until this happens. And I hope you are completely correct because I would love for it to happen in this game. Because special teams is low-key a big reason why we are 4-2. We have a blocked punt. We have a blocked field goal. We are pinning people deep with the punt coverage. We're tackling well on the punt returns and the kick returns. We're hitting our field goals. It's true. Melvin Gordon will fumble. I hope so, Riley. I think the only thing missing from the season so far from the Jets is a Berrios return for a touchdown and Zach with a long run ending with a slide. Hey, that's true. I would love both of that things to happen this year. Same thing we said about the Packers defense, and we execute, hopefully, can with the Broncos and beat them. Yeah, I agree, man. This game is in the late window. It's at 4 o'clock, and I think that the Jets fans need to understand that we have a good opportunity here to make a big-time impact. Elijah Moore on a jet sweep to the house. I'm down, VR. GSD has the tight ends having a big game. I see that. I was just thinking about Melvin Gordon fumbling. I hope he does. I mean, the Broncos benched him. I don't know why. What's up, Richie? Mike LaFleur will run first. Use the play action. Take some shots down the field to easy up the box. Throw some quick screens. Keep integrating our tight ends. Tight ends will be key. Let's effing go. Thank you so much, man. This is a great game plan. This is exactly what I want to see from this Jets offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur. Establish a run. Set up the play action. Take some shots down the field. Throw some quick screens. I mean, that tight end screen, the CJ Uzomah. Oh my gosh, that was gorgeous. The beautiful check, the beautiful block and release. 3 blockers in front of him, 15-yard gain. That's scheme, baby. Sauce pick 6, say less. Sign me up. I went to the gold shop here in Maui and got 1,000 ounce silver bar big as my calf, only 19 grand. Next year it will sell for 35 grand. Buy silver ASAP, guys. Hey, look at Kim Jamie giving us some financial advice. Look at that, man. Hope you wins. If you really sell that for that much, you're a dog. I love that. Super chat. Hopefully the Jets in their Super Bowl. Yeah, I like that. We need to start using our tight ends. We are using our tight ends. They're involved. I understand you want them to be more involved, but they're there. I'd like to take a shot at Brownie's running game in playoff again. I don't know if the Browns are gonna make the playoffs. I mean, unless Deshaun Watson comes back and just starts carrying that team. Can we get a Jets chant for the one time? Oh yeah, let's do it. Jets, 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 Jets. I mean, Jets fans are gonna travel. They're gonna take over that stadium. Jets fans took over Lambeau. You love it. Broncos country. Let's slide. Let's go, baby. Yo, can we just take a moment as a Jets fan base real quick to just appreciate where this team is right now? We're so focused on the Broncos, which we should be because that's the next coming opponent. But let's take a step back for a quick moment and realize how far this Jets team and this Jets fan base has come. We've been through so much as a fan base. And look where we're at. We are tied with the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers. 1 game behind the best team in the league and the Buffalo Bills. We're 4-2. Remember when we looked at the schedule before the season? Everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a gauntlet. If I told you guys that I saw the future and the Jets are 4-2 and 3-0 with Zach Wilson before this through 6 weeks, I think everybody would be elated. Now, that's why I need to make sure that Jets fans continue with the perspective that what the season is about. Now, we're going to get over the top. We're going to get hungry for a playoff berth now that it's in the reach. But I also want to make sure that we understand that the expectation this season was to win, play meaningful games in December, be in the playoff hunt, and see if we have a head coach in Robert Saleh, which he's proving every week. See if we have a quarterback in Zach Wilson. He still has a lot to prove. See if Joe Douglas and his draft picks are working, which it has been. So even if we go out there against the Denver Broncos and we lose this game, I don't think the sky is falling. I really don't. Now, I'm not expecting to lose, and I don't want to lose, but we are on a 3-game win streak right now. I think that's the longest active win streak in the league right now. So if we lose and we fall to 4-3, then we got the next 3 games will be a big, big test, because then we got the Patriots, Bills, and Patriots again. So that's why this game against the Broncos is kind of a big deal, because I don't know if we're going to be able to beat the Patriots and the Bills and the Patriots 3 straight games, right? So the big test for this team is going to be against the Patriots. That's the really big one I'm looking at, man. That's the really big one I'm looking at. Let's go 4-4. Excuse me, 2-2 the next 4 games. 2-2 the next 4 games. Beat the Broncos, beat the Patriots, lose to the Bills, lose to the Patriots. Not saying I want to lose to the Bills and the Patriots, but I'm being realistic here, guys. Now, hey, what if we just never lose and we finish like 15-2, right? That would be great. But let's be real, guys, right? Let's be real. Andrew is calling out a Carl Lawson breakout game, 3 sacks and a forced fumble. Sign me up. Jets make the playoff this year if we keep playing like this. 100%, man. The defense is playing like the 2019 San Francisco 49ers. And if the defense stays healthy and the way that they're playing right now, that could be a big reason why we win a lot of games. Now, we need to see Zach Wilson be a quarterback that can win us a game, which he did against the Steelers, which is important that people keep tending to forget. But this Jets team, bro, Rich, we went 1-11 on 3rd downs against the Packers. Could you imagine if we converted just 5 or 6 of those with a different game it would have been? Go Jets. It's true. We have a lot of things to clean up offensively early on, and this is one of them. 3rd downs. If we go 6-3 before the bye, then the Jets are minus 1,000 to make playoffs. It's a lock. The schedule gets it gets easier in that second half. I mean, the Vikings are a tough team. We're going to be on the road against that one. The Bears need to be a dub. The Lions needs to be a dub. The Jaguars needs to be a dub. The Seahawks is going to be a tough game. Geno Smith, revenge tour. And then the final game against Miami, in Miami. Jets talent matches Bills, but Bills players are more seasoned. Great point. I will sit here and say that this Jets team is as talented in the Buffalo Bills. But another big thing that the Buffalo Bills has over us is a star quarterback and an established star receiver. Now, I think Garrett Wilson has a chance to become a Stephon Diggs in this league. I can't sit here with a straight face and say Zach Wilson can become Josh Allen, because then I'm just completely delusional. I think Zach Wilson has a high ceiling in this league, but he has a lot of proving to do before I say that with a straight face. But when it comes to the defense, man, another thing that's unfortunate for us, guys, Tre'Davious White might be making his season debut against the Jets in Week 9. Now that stinks, but we'll see. Looking back at it now, we easily could have beat Baltimore and Cincy. I know, man. If Zach played in that game, it would have been different. Richie, our team is better than the Patriots. On paper, it is. But Bill Belichick is still Bill Belichick, and he just dominated the past 2 opponents, and he's about to do the same thing against the Bears. So don't sleep on the Patriots, man. We are more talented on paper, but the Patriots got the coaching edge, and they always will. Zach Wilson, I think, is still a year away. I think he breaks out sometime in year 3. And that's exactly what I said heading into the season. If you guys remember, I said I'm not expecting Zach to light up the league this year. I'm expecting him to show signs of improvement, and I'm expecting him to be a guy that can win football games with, and then he's going to light up the league in year 3. That was my assessment on Zach Wilson. Richie, some Broncos fans think we're the worst team in the NFL. What do you think about that? Hey, that's funny. I mean, listen, they're going to think that way because some fans can't get over the fact that the Jets are not the Jets anymore. We're the Jets of the new age, right? That word Jets in opposing teams' fan bases is a stinker, right? The Jets. Ew. They're not used to the fact that we're not the SOJ. Rich, you going to the Patriots game? I'm not going to that game as of now. I already posted the Jets bandwagon application on my Instagram and Twitter. Let's go. I love it. Bill's team has gotten used to struggling against my Chiefs in the playoffs. The Jets are more scary because they have been more scoring, and they don't know how to flounder. I hope so. Jets. New Jet City. Let him know, Jacob. Zach will dominate from here on. Go Jets, baby. Oh, my God. If that is true, sign me the hell up. Where do I sign that to work? Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, please do me a favor and smash that like button. We got over 140 people tuning in with just 68 likes. If you guys could do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes before we wrap up the stream, guys. Really does mean a lot to the channel if you guys can just hit that like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that like button. We got a lot of people tuning in. Means a lot, guys. So, big test on the road against Denver, against a team that is 2-4, but they're better than the record says they are. They have a stout defense, but they're not well coached, and they have a quarterback that's still trying to find his rhythm in a new face, in a new environment. And the Broncos offense is very close to clicking, and let's hope that they do not click against us, because this defense is here. We got Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed locking down the perimeter. We got CJ Mosley, Quan Alexander, and Quincy Williams, but they're hard hitters over the middle. We got the defensive line that's absolutely ferociously stopping the run and getting to the quarterback, and Quinnen and JFM and Lawson and Rankins. This Jets team is here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to stay, and the best part about this Jets franchise right now is it does not feel like a fluke. It doesn't feel like something that's a short, sustainable success. The best part about it is we are babies. Sauce is a baby. Carter is a baby. Hall, Moore, Wilson, AVT, Quinnen. The core of this team are all under 24 years old. That tells you a lot about the future of this franchise. And the best part about this as well is we haven't even sniffed the full potential of this team yet. We haven't even sniffed what this team can become when we fully reach our potential. Imagine Sauce in year 3. Look what he's doing in right now. Imagine where this team is going to be in a couple years. Now, I know I want to live in the moment and I don't want to think ahead, but it's really hard to not do that because this Jets team and what Joe Douglas has been trying to do since he came here is to build a long-term sustainable winner, a franchise that is competing for the division and playoffs every single year. And now we're finally seeing it all come together. And this is the first turning stone. This is the first step to that sustainable winner. Now, the next step is Zach Wilson to prove to be the franchise quarterback because he hasn't proved it yet. So until Zach Wilson, and I'm not expecting him to do that this week, but I am expecting him to do that this season by the end of the year. Until Zach Wilson proves to be the quarterback of this team, a franchise quarterback that we can rely on, that's when everyone's going to be looking at the New York Jets like, okay, they're legit. Because I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this team on paper and this team, the way that they're looking, there is a window in the next 3 to 5 years to win it all. And I can't believe I'm saying that. But that's how you win Super Bowls is by building through the draft. And what this Jets team has done the last 2 draft classes is remarkable. If Zach Wilson becomes a franchise quarterback and we re-sign Quinnen Williams, Sauce keeps developing, DJ Reed is still there. I mean, Quincy Williams becomes a long-term linebacker. Jermaine Johnson, we forget. Hey, we're not even talking about Jermaine Johnson, by the way, because people are forgetting how good he's been as a rookie because he's hurt. And you can't talk about Jermaine when he's injured, but don't get it twisted. Jermaine Johnson has been playing great football before he got injured. So don't sleep on Jermaine. Don't sleep on Michael Clemens. Don't sleep on Max Mitchell. This team is deep. This team is hungry, and this team is young. And my favorite part about this team, guys, is their confidence. They're young and confident and swaggy. It's a very hard team to dislike. So this Jets team is here to stay for the long run, and I'm going to be here throughout the run with you guys, throughout it all. We got a bunch of dogs. Yes, sir. Let's go. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. This is the flight preview, man. This is the flight preview edition. We're going to be live again next week. Any trades you want to see Joe Douglas make before the deadline? I hear some people talking about potentially moving Denzel Mims or Bryce Hall. The only way you move those guys is if you get something good in return. I like those guys. Selfishly as a Jets fan, I like the depth that we have, where if a receiver goes down, I like Denzel Mims to step up. Or if a corner goes down, I like Eccles to step up and then Hall to step in behind Eccles. So I don't know. Maybe there's another guy out there that we can trade for, but at the same time, let's roll with what we got. This Jets team is working. This Jets team is working, man. Mekhi Becton, I would not trade Mekhi because his value is low. I mean, you don't want to trade someone when your value is at the basement. So I'd keep Mekhi Becton because he's a wild card that you want to hold on to just in case he can get healthy, because people forget how good Mekhi Becton is. The reason he's not good is because he can't stay healthy, and obviously availability is the biggest asset of your game. So hopefully Mekhi can get healthy for next year, but I'm not going to really put my stock into that, right? I'm not going to put my stock into that. So there's a lot of excitement on this team this year, guys. This Jets team has a big-time test against the Denver Broncos this week on Sunday at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I think that this Jets team has a chance to really, really step up and be a team to prove that we are a team to be reckoned with, that can dominate you on all three phases of the ball. So to finish off the stream, everybody in the chat, let's hear your score predictions. My score prediction is 17-13 Jets. So everybody, let's hear the score predictions in the chat. And please hit that like button. We are 10 likes away from 100. Can we get 100 likes? That would be awesome. So please do your boy a favor. Hit that like button. And let's hear the score predictions. I got 17-13 Jets. 21-17 Broncos. 27-13 Jets. 24-7 Jets. 20-12. 27-13. 24-17. I like it. 23-10. King Jamie has us putting up a 30 piece. Man, if that happens. 17-9 Jets. A shutout. Imagine we shut them out. Oh my God. Give me a shutout. 24-17 Broncos. Hey, man, that's the key. Thank you, Daniel Jeremiah. 24-10 Jets. 25-22 game-winning field goal. I'll take that. 28-9 Jets. All right, well, another week, another Jets dub, potentially. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. All right, guys. Matt O'Leary's live right now. Go enjoy his live stream. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the chat. I love you guys. Hit that like button. We're 6 away from 100 likes. So if you did not already, smash that button. I appreciate you. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go Jets. Let's go get the dub Sunday. Peace out.